will find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Play fake. Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now Mayfield. Oh, and that is incomplete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half, Mayfield. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Pacheco gets it and tries the left side. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
You remember in preseason when we went to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their... Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Coming in to put a lick on him was Levante David.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Following the interception, Mayfield. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And a dump off to White. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. White is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Chris Godwin, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Running left to give to Pacheco. And some room to work. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 108 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game.
That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Mahomes to throw on second down. Flush to his right. That ball caught. It's Rice. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. On the ground, it's Gray. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Not quite enough to get into the end zone, but what a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal from very short range.
On the run, this is Gray. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Noah Gray. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted ruins, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Mayfield now on second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Point it right.
Here's White. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game. And oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 123 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The partner under the lights in prime time. This offense, they get. It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the Inner Harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Today we've got a compelling AFC matchup for you, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Harrison Butker set to get us started. It's two AFC powerhouses, the Chiefs and Ravens, underway in Baltimore. From his end zone, here comes Justice Hill. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Right to the air is Jackson. Buying time to his left. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing is Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
To throw again is Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Jackson on first down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to take over here up near the 40. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Mahomes going to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. We were wondering what they would do defensively to disrupt Patrick Mahomes. Sacking him on the first drive, that's a really good way to set a tone.
The last thing you want to do is let him get established in the pocket where he can set his feet and throw wherever he wants to. Even though he does it well on the run and on the move, you definitely want to get him off the spot in the pocket.
Well, crazy sequence here. A huge game that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. Here's Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson from the shotgun. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Brings up 3rd down.
13.
No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up.
You change it.
Play action. Now Jackson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he'll get this back across the midfield. Strikeman down to the 47-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Yellow.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 47 yards. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, He should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got...
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Eluding the pressure right. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 22 yards there, a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling bringing in that one from Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Oh, they're changing this at the line. They're going for it with Dobbins. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure. Forward, and indeed he did not. They stop him. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Stopped in his tracks and given a loss on that play by Patrick Queen. Play action. Now it's Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it, but 3rd down coming up. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, you talk about just coming in and completely seizing momentum. They can go up 21-0 here. We haven't even hit halftime.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon, as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Ravens 1st down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allow him to convert on 4th and long. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. Incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend, because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a sigh of relief there, because oftentimes when he gets outside the pocket, big plays result downfield.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
14 yards. That's good for a Baltimore.
Now Jackson on 1st down. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Jackson steps away to his left. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Jackson now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
It's It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
And they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
After the interception, here's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Rolling to his right. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode Really try and put the...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Butker now to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Makes the score Chiefs 28, Ravens 9.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. And quickly, they get to the line. Jackson going to change things up a bit. Jackson to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure to give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Flushed out right. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
20, 10, 5, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's a scintillating run by Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens get a bit closer. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut, and down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd, escaping the pressure right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 26. 11 yards for number 11.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Yellow.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Likely. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flush to his right. And a big loss this here as he's taken down. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. That's caught. It's Flowers. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Jackson on first down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Now he's into the clear again. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson and CD. That one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? With Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard
touchdown. Isaiah Likely. Beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. Now Jackson. It's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. As the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and go out of my D.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A give right side for Pacheco. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
Isaiah Pacheco, the Chiefs ball carrier. Roquan Smith in on the tackle.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. 3rd down and 13. Again, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be met at about the 43. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, It's about taking the ball away.
Everybody,